guys, look what I got.
South Park.
But that's not what we're talking about today, because there was a movie that came out today, technically last night, that was called Morgan. So let's enjoy this review as I talk about this interesting movie. I know that was just... Don't worry, I'm not going to talk like that throughout this whole video. Morgan, directed by Luke Scott, who is the son of Ridley Scott. And if you know Ridley Scott, he is the man who has made Alien and also did Prometheus and a couple other films, but those two films in general are my favorite from him. So in this movie, you get this, experiment who goes a little berserk on one of the scientists, which one of the scientists, was wanting to eat dinner with her, enjoy, talk to her, and this experiment named Morgan is, she freaks out on her. So it is up to this CIA agent, Lee, or as I want to call her, Leon from Resident Evil, the series. I mean, seriously, she looks like Leon, a female version of Leon, and she has to go there to see what went wrong, what happened. So when she's there, she meets a lot of the scientists there that take care of Morgan, and a lot of them are like, oh no, Morgan didn't do anything wrong. I mean, even the girl that got punched in the eye, stabbed in the eye, the victim from this catastrophe, was even like, don't kill her, she didn't mean to. She didn't mean to do it at all whatsoever. I mean, it's a freak out, but she's hesitant. Leon is hesitant about it. And yeah, I'm just gonna call her Leon. I'm sorry. Her real name is Lee in the movie, but I'm just gonna call her Leon, because that's what I think of when I see her. So there is this one friend of Morgan's named Amy, which I kind of thought of her as Lindsay Lohan because of her voice. Her voice sounded very wheezy, kind of like she was having asthma throughout this whole movie. So I'm going to call her Lindsay Lohan. Female Leon, Lindsay Lohan. And as for Morgan, I'm going to call her the female wannabe Terminator, because that's what she made me think of towards the end of this movie. Anyways, so when she sees Morgan, or the female Terminator, Leon does, they converse, they talk about each other, and answer to each other about the Terminator wannabe, she already knows a lot about Leon because she's smart. Apparently they gave her something to make her smart, to learn so fast. So yeah, throughout this movie, she sees what is wrong with Morgan, what triggered her. And of course we see that later on in the film, a different version of the Terminator lady. So in this movie, I was excited to see it, mainly because it said producer Ridley Scott, and Luke Scott was going to be the director, his son. So I was very curious on how this movie was going to go. And yeah. So it wasn't exactly a terrible movie, but it wasn't great. Now, when I went to go see this movie, I was hoping for high expectations, and especially getting to know more about this Morgan. And they didn't really explain a whole lot about her. Yeah, they explained that she went through a lot of things about being outside, and that they cared for her, and that, they loved her like a daughter, or, a niece, or, a sister, or I don't know, just they loved her, and she loved them. But they didn't explain the purpose of why they were making her. I mean, they talk about a lot of the experiments that they did, and how they made, I think she said 30 or more, the mother of the group, Morgan would call her the mother because she helped create Morgan. One of the doctors, I can't remember what her name was, but honestly, I just don't care, because a lot of the characters in this movie I didn't give a fuck about. But yeah, I mean, they went through so many test subjects. A lot of them failed, of course, and Morgan was the one that was successful. But why did they make her? that's the thing that I was a little confused about. Maybe I just missed the purpose of it. Maybe that's, maybe I just missed it. But it didn't explain it very well on why, out of all things, they created her. I kind of felt bad for Morgan, mainly because she was trapped. She was isolated. And yeah, she got to talk to the scientist people. But when you're inside a certain tightened area, you feel claustrophobic and you feel lonely and depressed. I mean, even whatever the Terminator lady was, she was depressed, and she didn't exactly say that. She said she was sad, but she was sad because she hurt the one lady in the beginning of the movie, Kate or Catherine, or I can't remember what her name was. Just it goes to show that I didn't care about the characters. I mean, seriously, that was a flaw in this movie, was the characters themselves. All the scientists, yes, you got to see them in the movie. They greet each one of them only for a couple seconds, but that's it. That's all you'll know about them. And yeah, you see them throughout the movie, but they're not important. I mean, I didn't care. I didn't give a shit about any of them. Not even the main character. Female Leon didn't even grab my interest either. Yet I still kind of rooted for her because you knew she was there for a certain reason. I did kind of feel a little bit for female Terminator because, well, you feel bad for her. You see the reason why she freaks out on him and goes all freaking, I'll be back on them. Although, I guess she won't say I'll be back because she's not really, yeah. Moving on. So anyways, I mean, just the movie itself was just, the plot lines was a mess. The twist was okay. Yes, there is a twist. And the characters were forgettable. Very, very forgettable. They were very flat. They were not really interesting at all whatsoever. You didn't feel for any of them. You didn't care about any of them. It was kind of sad. And I mean, it just felt like the movie would just drag on towards the end of it. I was like, is this movie fucking over? Almost over? I mean, seriously, I'm getting fucking bored with this movie. And yes, it had pretty interesting effects. I liked the screenshots. The screenshots were interesting. The theme of it, the certain way that they used for film was just amazing. Like, just the graphics themselves, like the certain kind of screen that they used for it, the effects, the theme, the atmosphere, it all looked amazing. I liked it. I liked looking at all the views, like when they were in the forest, that looked cool. Just even seeing the scientist labs and all that, that was pretty interesting. I liked a lot of the screenshots that you see. But really, that's the only thing I liked about it. Even the ending of this movie, I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch? I mean, honestly, once when you see this movie, you're just like, okay, that was a piece of shit. Maybe it wasn't. I'm being a little too harsh on it. It actually wasn't too bad. The ending wasn't too bad. I thought it was a pretty good twist. And on all honesty, I'm gonna back off of Luke because this is his first directorial debut, I think. I mean, I haven't heard of anything else that he's done, but I'm sure this is just his first go at it, and I'm sure he'll get better as he goes along. I mean, he seemed to know what he was doing. I don't blame him at all. Maybe he could have done better with character-wise. Yes, there is a certain scene that makes you feel for Morgan's character when they're about to kill her off for a certain reason. I mean, even the scientists that had to kill her off, they were like, when they saw female Leon, they would point at her and be like, fuck you, I ain't doing this. I ain't killing Morgan. I loved her. She was like a sister to me. I mean, not even that made me feel anything. Yeah, I felt a little teary-eyed, but it wasn't, I didn't care. I don't like any of the scientists in this movie. They're stupid. They did not make any sense whatsoever on why they did certain things that they did. Hey, let's do all kinds of experiments, same test subjects. Yes, we'll do 30 times. Messes up. Okay, this is the 31st person. We're still gonna keep going. Fails. Alright, 32nd person. This time I know we're gonna do it. I mean, seriously, they kept doing this, and you would think that they would stop after the 30th, after the 15th. I mean, it was just, it didn't make any sense. They're all idiots. That's all I can say. And, yeah. I mean, it was just, with the Lindsay Lohan wannabe person, and a female Leon that was in there. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Morgan. Trying to be nice about it. I really am. I'm trying to be very nice about this movie. It's a on the scale from the rank, the you know the scarometer. I'm going to give it a me, me. Yeah, that's what I'm going to give it. That's nice enough. I mean, I could say it was a complete mess. I could tell it. I mean, but I am being a little bit too harsh on it. But come on, you gotta admit that the one main female chick looks like Leon from Resident Evil. Don't tell me she does not. Don't tell me that you don't think that she doesn't. Seriously. Alright, so what did you guys think of the movie? Did you guys enjoy it at least? I mean, it was somewhat fun to watch, but it didn't grab my interest. I'm sorry. Comment below. Let me know. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Make sure to subscribe and watch some of my other videos. I have Stranger Things up for season 1 for the review, and also I have Don't Breathe, which is an amazing movie, by the way. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a great day. Peace out.